Hello YouTube and welcome back to Allie's Wonderland Creations. I am Alice Seraphin and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the Pacific Northwest, the very, very hot Pacific Northwest, in a little place called Belfair, Washington, Hickville, USA, as I love to call it. So this is July 2025's Monday series video number 3. So that means today we will be doing a shaker card. Now we will be doing a traditional shaker card. That means we won't be using a mailing envelope. We'll be using window sheet or acetate for our shaker. And guys, it's a hot one. It is about 3:30 in the afternoon. And when it hits 3 o'clock here, especially where the sun is at my house, this is the very hottest part of the day here. So that being said, I promised my family as soon as I'm done with this, I am coming in. I do not turn the AC on in my stamp room ever. I just don't. I don't, and I've been doing my best to get my videos recorded. I'm not going to make it today, but that being said, we're still getting this one done. We are doing this. So for the month of July, we're doing Christmas in July. And that is because the lovely Joanne Prosper sent me this lovely bundle called Christmas Friends. And I have the dies. I'm trying to be careful with them because I've been die cutting with them. So here they are, right? And we are using several of them, and I've already done the prep work for them. We also are going to be using a couple of different sentiment stamp sets. So I am using from October 2021 stamp set. We're using Peaceful Christmas Wishes and Merry Christmas from this one. From Peaceful Season Retired Stamp Set, Peace and Joy. Now, I am also needing to make a window for our shaker card and for a little frame. I am using the very, very, very old layering circle dies. Remember, it had the scalloped and then the regular circles. However, if you have something like the deckled circle dies, you could use this as well. Any circle dies would work. Ovals would work, 2 squares would work. But the picture I am trying to set is kind of looking through a mouse hole. Yes, we're using the little mouse of this set. I think it's going to be a cutie. So we're focusing really on the mouse. We might add, I have the owl stamped and die cut as well, but my real focal point is this cutie little mouse. So that being said, we're going to move all of these aside. And I am also using, which was a gift last year from lovely Lori, is the Sentimental Christmas. I know it's retired, but hey, there's no new Christmas paper right now at this time. So I'll show you the paper that I'm using from that set, and you see it right here. And I have done prep work. So I went ahead and I die cut me a window, a circle. Now this is just a hair under 2 3/4 inch circle that I die cut. I have already put a piece of window sheet or acetate on it. The window sheet I put on it, I cut my window sheet to 3.5 by 4. I used tear tape to already adhere it down. We will be using foam strips to make our frame around this window for our shaker bits. So let's go to the card base. So the card base is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4, and is simply a white card base with a white envelope. Layer number 1 is in Pretty Peacock. That's a coordinating color to the DSP. I already glued it down just to save time. And this is 4 1/4 by 5.5, just to cover the entire front of my card base. I want to get my, there we go. It goes this way. We're going to set that envelope over here. Now, we need something. This on its own, not too pretty, right? But another piece of the DSP, I was looking at what I would have that would make it look like we're looking out through a keyhole or a mouse hole outside. And this happens to be a scrap piece in the same DSP piece, and I love that it had these snowflakes. Now, I really don't want no candy canes in there, so I was laying the same circle that I die cut my hole in, and I was looking at where on here I could fit this. Here I got too much of the candy cane, but where I could cut me a piece to go behind here. So I found the perfect spot to go behind here. So I'm going to take the covering from the window sheet, put it here, right? And now I'm simply going to give myself a little pencil mark here and a little pencil mark there. And so I can now cut this section from here to here out with my, you can use the trimmer, you can fussy cut it, straight cut if you can cut like that. I cannot. So I am going to cut myself a piece that is 3.5 by 4. There we go. And now this is going to go behind. Oops, we want the branches at the top. Do you see that? So I don't see any of the candy canes. I have a little of the berries up at the top, and the picture I'm painting, of course, in my head is that it's snowing outside and we're looking out through the keyhole, or you're looking maybe through a hole in a tree, and the little mouse is going to be singing Christmas carols to a friend. So that is what we are looking for. So I'm going to take it behind there, get this laid up, right? Hold this down. Now I have this. Ooh, that's not where it needs to be. Let's look again. I can move this over a little bit more. That's perfect. Don't move that. Right there. You see how it's off center? It's okay that it's off center because it's not going to matter. So I'm going to come in and I am going to, I can pencil mark this corner, this corner, this corner, and this corner. And now I can lift this up. I have guidelines now where this is supposed to be. And if I've done it right, it's still going to give me my correct window. So let's do a double check. Look at that. No candy cane. Well, there might be a little bit, but it kind of looks like a berry. So it's going to be good. And when you get my frame, you're not going to see that anyways. Yes, and we're doing gold accents. It's going to be really pretty. I think the gold will pick up the old olive in the trees. So that is how that's going to be. There's our piece. You don't need to do the entire piece. If you want to, you can. I just save DSP where I can. Who knows? I might use these pieces for something else. That is a darling little piece right there in itself. And this piece is now going into my envelope of goodies. Not a goodie box, an envelope. So let's see. We are going to do some stamping, however, on the inside before we go any further. Because we need to, and we need the stamp. I'm looking for the stamp in Pierce Mat is what I'm actually looking for. And a scrap piece. We are going to stamp in, I didn't pull out the pretty peacock, but that is the color. I just got done putting all of, I'm one of those people who, after she stamps, I put everything away. It can be annoying, yes. What's really annoying to me, though, is when I don't put it away and I'm like, oh, no, 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 no. So let's stamp. I want peaceful Christmas wishes on the inside of this card. Because it's going to go with the peace and joy, we're going to stamp on the inside. All right. And then we have the little Christmas tree stamp. Where did it go? I have the mouse. Did I not put the Christmas tree stamp? I bet I put it back in here. Nope, it's not there either. It's to the left. Why do I put things to the left? We are going to keep it in Pretty Peacock and just stamp a Christmas tree there. One here. And then one on this side. So the inside of our card is now taken care of. We need that little envelope of ours. We are going to stamp this corner of our envelope once, twice. And then down here, we're going to stamp off, stamp, and then stamp. We want it really light because we are going to stamp Merry Christmas in full strength, and we want to be able to see that. These are the two stamps that are from the Paper Pumpkin stamp set, October 2021's Peaceful Christmas. All right, so those are now done. We are going to work on, this might be a little tricky because I already put the window in place, but we're going to work with this. So, this way. All right, I want to stamp the sentiment peace and joy right in here. That's what I want to do. So we are going to take a little bit of some washi tape. We're going to use a really old one, so it hopefully doesn't tear anything. I am going to tape my card base down just a little bit. All right, this is in its rightful position, right? So I'm going to hold it up like that, ink my stamp up. Look where it is. I'm going to do a test. Oh, that looks really good. Peace and joy. Hold on. We need to have a look-see at where things are going to get placed. So here is my test mouse, right? Here is a Christmas tree. It's not complete. I think we will be adding either a tree or the owl there. So we want this there. Oh, we can't forget the ring. This is our frame, right? All right, so we want peace and joy right here. Trying to use my pinky. We're going to move all of that and go down. This is it. There's no going back. 1, 2, and 3. Voila. We have our sentiment, peace and joy. Peace and joy is from that peaceful season. Guys, I am simply using sentiments and stamp sets that I have. You do not have to keep directly to what I have. I am simply using what I have. If you have a similar cute little character stamp set, use that. The trick would be having a tree, any little tree, and laying the tree here, laying your little character here. Now I'm going to show you that. Looks like my peace and joy, I did get it off of where I need to be. So it's a little more on this side. So that just means that my tree, this second tree, is going to end up coming in a little bit more with the ring, and we're going to make it look like we meant that. I can even bring this in farther to look. Let's see, there we go. There is my circle, right? It's going to fit right inside there. There's my peace and joy. Here's the little owl. We're just painting our picture here, right? So the owl is going to come down here. Peace and joy, our tree. We even have a present that I did. These are just from the dies. So we have a little present to go under our trees. And then we're going to have little snowflakes and little white and Coastal Cabana color like diamond art bits for our shaker bits. That's going to be our card. And we'll probably put some little snowflakes or little gold embellishments around here. So let's get this ready and let's lift up this and put our shaker bits in it. So that being said, and we still have to color them, let's do the shaker. We can close this up. It is done. My Peace and Joy, yeah, it could have been better. Could have been better, but hey, it's going to do the job. I could put a little, I could stamp a Christmas tree in there actually. Let me see if I like that idea. Peace and Joy. We can stamp a Christmas tree there and make it look like we have another tree in there. I would have to clean it off and do it in the black though, and not in the pretty peacock. We can do that, and we'll just color it like we are going to do the other ones. So hold on. That will make it look intentional. So fix number 1. Stamp a tree. Right. I just stamped myself. Stamp a tree right there. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to color our tree in a combination of just markers. Thanks to the wonderful Lori. Yes. All right. Not those. We have, I need the pretty peacock. And the pecan pie I have. Pretty peacock and old olive. Or is it garden green? No, we're using old olive. So, just going down the stem, because we're going to do this on the ones we're doing. So just going down the center of it. Now I'm going to take the old olive and we're going to color our branches. Simple coloring. We're not trying to make this difficult. This sometimes mistakes make things really pretty. Now we're going to take a little bit of the pretty peacock, because like these trees over here, right? And just add a few little bits of color to these trees. As little, or you don't have to do this step at all. I just want to give it a little bit of coloring with it. I don't think I did this one. Okay, so there is my tree. Now when we put our window on there, look at how that fits it. And then we're going to have these. We're going to have 3 trees now when we color them. All right, so we're going to still get this piece up and running before we go any farther. And we need the foam strips. And you can make it a square, you can make it a circle. It is totally up to you how you want to do your shaker window bit. I just need the scissors that cut things like this. Now, because I'm staying close to the center, I will need to also put dimensionals. Just make sure you butt up your ends. You do not want your shaker bits falling apart. So I'm gonna, because that is at a slant, I'm going to put it up there. I'm kind of pinching it because that one was cut at an angle. Angles really don't work well with this. You can make these curve like that. It does work like that too. I really push mine together. Then you can cut off the rest, and then you want to add some around the edges, and I'm just going to use strips and try not to cut myself in the process. It was kind of windy today, so the kids did not get to go fishing. Justice was like, man, Dad, I stayed home. This is my day off and no fishing. He's like, Justice, do you see that wind out there? She's like, I know. I know. He's like, if it cools off, we can go if the wind stops. But when it's really, really hot, the fish don't bite. And I don't think a Justice would care if the fish fish bit or not. She just wants to be out there throwing her pole in the water. When her father was younger, he didn't care either. He just wanted to be out there. Tells me that's where I find God, is right out there in the open, wide spaces, peaceful, quiet. It's like you can see him in everything out there. All right. We can't just do this. That would be a big no-no, right? No. We're not going to make that mistake. So, shaker bits time, right? So, I have these two shaker bit colors. I told you that's really close to Coastal Cabana. I'm looking for my handy-dandy plastic little spoon I like to use. And we're going to try to keep our shaker bits in the center. A little bit of that one, a little bit of this one, and then some of these little snowflake confetti. Now these are going to cling to it, so I don't want too much of these, but these are going to cling. Ooh. Yeah, I don't want that much in there, but I do want the snowflake. Okay. It clings to everything. And I do kind of like that a bit, especially for snow. Okay, so let's get this on. And then we'll do the test. Oh, look at how that falls. That's really pretty. Except that one is like sideways. Oh, that little stinker. Stinky winky. Look at that. I don't know how to get that out there. We will... That? Well, we might just have to leave that one just like that. Look at how pretty that is, though. Not too much snow. Yes, shaker cards are fun. Shaker cards are just fun. So let's get our supplies finished. We have this center die cut, which is actually sitting recessed in it. It's not going on the outside. It is inside of it. And we're just going to put some tear tape around it. All I used were 2 different sizes of the layering, old layering circle dies to make my gold frame. Sorry, I probably could have prepped this one, but I didn't think about that. I don't always get it perfect, guys. And in this heat, oh, this is miserable. Miserable, miserable, miserable. We actually have the big AC unit on today in the house. And we were looking for the black oscillating fan, and we cannot find it anywhere. We went out to the shed, Justice and I did, and we were looking for it. And it wasn't out there, but we found a big wasp nest this big in the left-hand corner. And she was like, I'll get the bee killer. I said, you do that. She's like, you can tell Dad you killed it if you think he'll think more. And I said, think more of me? I said, no, we don't go down that road. I said, your dad and I have a working relationship. I find things like that and he kills them. I said, if I start doing it now, after all these years, he'll expect me to continue to kill those things. And I don't go there. I am not getting bit. I don't run fast enough. She started laughing. She's like, so you're going to tell him I did it? I said, no, you are. I said, because now he will designate you the wasp killer. I am not getting that designation. That is not my designation. And she was like, well, I guess I messed up. I said, you may have just messed up. Oh. All right. Inside my, I mean, you could have made it bigger, I suppose, but I didn't want it any bigger. I wanted it to fit in there. There's my frame. Now, what else do I have? From the same set of dies, these two right here, I have an old olive and I have a pretty peacock. Picking up on the colors of the DSP, I'm going to layer these two up, just putting them in here. Now it's gold foil, so it's going to be a little pesky, so I'm just going to use a little bit of the tear tape on the back. And I do have a bow. There is a bow in the kit. This little die right here, and we did that in gold, if I can find it. And I can just glue that right in place. All right, so we have our trees. We have our little present, which you have this size present, this one you have that ribbon, and you have this one. I did this bow and then I cut off the ties because I didn't like it. So that is going to come down here. So we have that tree and we're going to have these two right here. So let's color these two trees. And we're going to do it just like we did with that tree inside there. We're going to come down the trunk with the pretty peacock. Oops, went off the page. There's one. You could use children's markers. I'm telling you, this kind of coloring is simple, simple, simple. Not difficult. Doesn't need to be complicated. Don't need to invest a lot of money to do this. These are beautiful markers. Don't get me wrong. If you can get them, yes. I think they are more user-friendly than the blends. But they do leave streaks. But for little things like this, you will see me using these much more now that I have a really good set again. But do be warned, if you do that flicking technique with the tips, they get ruined. Let me show you. That's early espresso. I might have thrown mine away. No, here it is. Look at the difference in the tips. Okay, that will happen to your tip. So, do be warned. All right, so we just need to add a little bit of the pretty peacock to our branches. And then and I'm thinking I colored the first mouse. He was my test mouse. I colored him with the colored pencils. I'm thinking now that I might go ahead and color him with the markers. I mean, I can always do it with markers, and if I don't like, I can always use the one I colored with the so this one's going to come, do I want to go this way and then do my present on this side? I don't know. We're going to have to wait a minute. I originally wanted it. Oops. This is going to need a little bit of glue right there. This one's going to need a little bit of glue on this side too. I do not like it like poking up there. One of these is going to go flat down. One is going to get a dimensional. This is going to have either one or the other. I like the pop of red in this to go with the pop of red in that. So we're going to do the owl. We're going to do markers. And I already know the owl is going to be a combination of the smoky slate and the crumb cake, and the hat is going to be with the poppy parade. Those are the colors in the DSP. That should do it. Let's get the tree. This one down, and then I'll put the other one in place. I'd like that tucked in. All right, there is that. And let's do Mr. Owl. Really simple. Do his little nose in the crumb cake. I'm doing it reverse of what I did last time. Do his little feet. And I'm going to come in and add some color in his wings and a few little areas in his body. And I really am just doing a little dots, little bit here, little bit there. As you can see, it's just like, okay, you need a little bit here, a little bit there. All right, let's bring in the smoky slate now. giving him a little bit of a muddled coloring, like owls have several, you know, little camouflage here. There we go. And then we just are taking, we're going to leave the white part just totally white. Take the hat and just color it in. I'm not worried about trying to go dark or light. I'm just going to color it all the way in. I really didn't expect to use the owl. I just had him. He was extra, as I had stamped and die cut him out before. All right, so he has that brilliant little pop of color on there. So our owl is going to come over here. So here is my second little mouse. This is my first one. This is my second one. So now that I know that I'm using markers, we're going to do the bell in Daffodil Delight. That's much brighter. We're going to do the pages of the book. I like that. And this. Do we want to use crumb cake on? So let's go ahead and color. This is crumb cake, yes. We might come in with a little bit of pumpkin pecan pie. My wind chimes are going. That's why they're not fishing today. And his little paw right there. So his little nose, now I'm a little daunted about the nose. What about a little bit of petal pink for the nose? You can highlight a little bit in there. Little cheeks there. All right, what else do we have? We'll do the bow in Poppy Parade. Tie into our owl's hat. The book is what I am, let's do the book in Old Olive. Why not? It's a Christmas book, right? It's a Christmas Carol book. You see the music sign, and wait till you see it. This little set has Christmas, well, it has music bits on it. So now that we got all of that done, I have little gold, maybe I have, if I can get them out, little gold stars for the tree, another music note, so we could put, I wonder if one of these music notes would go onto the book. Oh, that's too big. All right, so we have our little mouse. We have our owl. We are definitely doing that. Let's glue the owl down. Me and my Aunt Carol right there at a Christmas party, right? Our little mouse is going to go up on dimensionals. Oh, so cute. And our little stars. We need a star on the top of each little tree. My tree has a Santa Claus because I am a Santa freak. I love Santas. I should probably figure out how to make a handmade Santa Claus, but mine does light up. It's fiber optics. We had to get a new one, which was so sad. But wondering, could I? No, the glue would make such a mess. So I can do gold embellishments, but I think we should do the gold music notes on here. I just like this idea. So I need the tweezers from lovely Tammy. I love my tweezers. Let me grab them. Are you kidding me? Okay, there's the black bits. Or that's the new one of the two. I was looking for those the other day. All right, here we go. We're gonna start doing the music notes for Christmas. Oh, and I'm gonna go get something some nice cold iced tea. I'm probably gonna do ice, even though it's cold, it's in the fridge. I'm gonna have a nice big green apple. I might even splurge and have some peanut butter with it. Yeah, some cold peanut butter. Maybe I'll chill the peanut butter. I don't think I have anything else sweet in here. Oh, this is coming out so adorable. So adorable. Oops. I wonder if this, oh, that one didn't come off. You need to come off of the tweezers. I wonder if we cut this little one down. No, it would not. It would still not come on the book. All right. Do I need stars anywhere else? One there. I have stars to be used. And one more. I have one more star. I'm not going to use the music note, but I could use... Yes, we are going to go ahead and do the stars. Why not? I'm in love with my little shaker card. Bright and shining. Peace and joy and goodwill to men, please. Please, this year, let us have peace, right? Let the world have peace. Oh, that would be so nice if this year the world could just have peace this Christmas. So, even if they don't celebrate Christmas, for whatever people celebrate, let us all have peace this holiday season. So isn't that beautiful? It just is. So let's go ahead and add some Wink Estella to the hat and to the little nose. I think that'd be cute. To the bell, and then just a touch onto our tree. There we go. So this, guys, is my shaker card, which I think came out adorable. Peace and joy, peaceful Christmas wishes, Merry Christmas. And guys, though it is super, super hot, I think this card is adorable, and I am looking forward to Christmas this year. I mean, I look forward to it every year, but I think every year it changes for me. Every year it's more important. It's more important, not just for me, but for my Aunt Carol. It's more important because I am the only family she has, and she is the only person I have left of this huge dynasty of a family that I grew up with. And though I don't have a huge dynasty of a family, I have a very small family. For what our family has endured, I want to make sure that for the time that we have left, that she knows that she is loved, and that she has family, because she lost her only son. And of course, you know, I lost my mom and my brother, and you can consider I don't have sisters anymore. That boat sailed. and the way they were, it's okay with me. Love them from a distance, let them be. It's good. I will take the sisters and the family I have now any day. You can't make somebody love you. You can't make somebody respect you. But oh, I can put in so much more to those people who do, and I want to give everything to them, and I want to make memories like the memories I have. They're not going to be the same, but I want to make them memorable so that the day comes that I am not here. I want those I leave behind, when they remember and look back on the time spent with me, that they feel and remember how much I love them. So when you start to think about your holidays, I hope that you feel that in your heart and you look back on your memories with love and fondness. Even if you can't be physically with those you love, reach out to them and let them know how much you love them. Because as I know all too well, you can wake up one morning and they not be that they're just not there. And it happens in the blink of an eye. And I can still smile. There's a butterfly that just flew by my window. It's almost as my mom says, baby, I'm still here. I know. I'm not sad about it. Because not the way my mother was. It doesn't mean I don't miss her presence. I feel her presence in a different way. It just means every holiday, every moment in this life is a little bit more precious, especially with everything else that's happened. And you all have been a huge part of that, letting me share my experiences with you. Thank you. So please, I invite you all to come back and visit me here in my Wonderland. Bye-bye for now.